Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. So this is a test I've been waiting to do for a really long time. I just had to wait because we just moved into a new shop, so we have 2 locations now. The shop is still a mess. That's why I don't want to show it to you yet. There's stuff all over the place. We're jam-packed with cars and motorcycles, and the other shop's packed too. But I needed to make time. You guys been asking me for this video for a while, so I had to make time to do it. It's the new Rockford M5 series 800.4. So it's a new badass little weatherproof amplifier by Rockford. Rockford makes some quality product, and I've been giving them a hard time for the past couple of years because I feel that their amplifiers are underpowered. I feel that they should offer us a more powerful solution. I don't know why they feel it's one size fits all. The reason I say that is before the M5 came out, this is the only thing we had for Harley audio. It was the 400.4. This is the Power Series TM 400X AD. So if you buy a Rockford package for your motorcycle, this is the amp that comes with it. Now, even if you buy their top of the line package for the Ultra that comes with fairing, lowers, lids, and tour pack speakers, you still only get this amplifier. So with some creative wiring, you can run 2 of these, but that still only gives you 100 watts per speaker. So they came out with the M5 and they were really hush-hush about the power and the amount of power it puts out and how it puts out the power, so I had to get it on the test bench. And Rockford is a very smart company. Everything they do well. The execution is flawless. The fit and finish is great. So this was their power sports amplifier up until last year. The problem is not really waterproof. There is no sort of gasket. Even where the controls are, water can get in there. The connectors aren't waterproof. So they're not the only company that did it. There's a few companies that offer a power sports amplifier that isn't really weatherproof. It's not IP6 rated. So this amplifier really can't get wet. And if you read the owner's manual carefully, water damage is not covered. So they get away with it on the road glides because it's under the radio, so it really can't get wet. On the street glides, I've seen some issues sometimes, but it's not just them, it's every amplifier company that claims their amplifier works on a Harley, and they're not really weatherproof. Well, they took care of that with the new M5 series because they went with completely sealed pigtails on the side. And being that Rockford is such a smart company, they changed the amplifier but kept the connectors exactly the same. So if you have this amplifier on your bike, you can upgrade to this amplifier because they're physically the same size. And even though they sealed off the side with the pigtail connectors, the end of the connector is exactly the same as the older ones. So if you have a Rockford Fosgate system installed on your Harley, you can upgrade to the M5 and have something that's splash resistant, IP6 rated, completely sealed off. Even the top control panel has a piece of plastic and a rubber gasket so water will not get in there, and it is plug and play. It will plug into your old harnesses. Even the power connector is the same. So I just took it out of the M5 and I'm plugging it into the 404. Look at that, the same. Great job, Rockford. So if you have a Rockford amp that went bad and you want to upgrade, this is the perfect solution. No rewiring. Now, my only issue is it looks like marketing got involved when it came time to name the amplifier because they named it an 800.4. My issue with that is I don't see how an amplifier that's the same size, same basic efficiency, can make double the power of this amplifier. So this amplifier was a little underrated. This amplifier was rated 100 by 4. We've tested, it actually does a little more than that. So they underrated this one, but they overrated this one. So I got the birth certificate for both amplifiers. So the 400 by 4 actually did a total of 555 watts when they tested it. Very believable. They tested it at 14 volts, so that's how they were able to get the power up that high, which is fine because when your bike's running, you're at 14 volts. So guaranteed to get in a little over 500 watts. So now, this is where it gets a little misleading, and I'm a little disappointed. The report cards are identical, and then all the numbers seem really close. So where this one, total RMS power at 1% total harmonic distortion was 550 watts. This one, total RMS power, and they changed it to say, instead of total power, total RMS power, it says total continuous power, total RMS power, 617 watts. 10% improvement, 555, 617. What disappoints me is at the very bottom, they added a column, and they call that column dynamic power. Rockford's never rated their power series amps like this. And I guess they get away with it because I don't see power anywhere on the badging of this new amplifier, because on the old one, it says power right there across the top. So anybody that runs power series amplifiers from Rockford knows that the amplifier is underrated and it will do more than what it says. This amplifier says Rockford and it's got the part number, but it doesn't say power anywhere on the amplifier. Not even right there where the other one did. It just says Rockford Fosgate M5 800X4. So I guess that's how they get away with their dynamic power rating of 995 watts. And then on this report card we have, I've looked at this very closely. I spent a couple hours on this. So I have a feeling this amp's not going to do 900 watts, and this is why. When I check the rail voltage on their test certificate, on the 400 watt, we have rail voltages of 39.7 volts. And then when I check the rail voltages on the new amplifier, we have rail voltages of 40.1 volt. So that's about a 10% improvement. So I see that in the wattage numbers because we have 555 and 617, not 995. But we have a bike here that happened to have this amplifier installed and everything is wired, so I wanted to make the test fair. So I literally tested this amplifier and swapped it for that amplifier with all the settings exactly the same. Put it on the RTA and we saw about a 10% improvement, not 100% improvement, a 10% improvement. So we definitely witnessed a 50 to 60 watt increase. We did not witness a 400 watt increase. Solid amplifier. So if you're looking to upgrade, don't upgrade because it's more power, because it's really not. If you're looking to upgrade, upgrade because it's waterproof, it's water resistant, it's splash proof, it's IP6 rated. They did a kick-ass job of sealing these connectors off. Look at that. There is no water getting in that bad boy. Now on the power side, it was weird because I tested it with music and I looked on the RTA and it got a little bit louder. But when I put it on the test bench and ran test tones through it, the amplifier actually did make 100 watts more. And then with music playing again, keeping an eye on the AC voltage, the M5 did 37 volts AC, which netted 342 watts RMS bridged. The 400X4 did 35 watts. I'm sorry, 35 volts, which netted 306 watts. So on music, I only saw about a 40 watt increase, but on test tones, we got significantly more. On test tones, we got 400 watts bridged on the 400.4 and 506 watts bridged on the M5 800.4. And that's with 12 volts of input. So we didn't get the 600 watts that Rockford got, but they were also at 14 volts. So if I increased the voltage in my test, we would have gotten the 617 watts that Rockford got. But this amplifier is not double the power. It is not an 800 watt amplifier. It is not going to give you 400 by 400 bridged or 450 by 450 bridged like they're claiming. But it is a good 10%, maybe 20% power increase over the older one. The fact that it's plug and play makes it an easy upgrade. Anybody that was worried and concerned about using this in an area where it's going to get wet, don't be concerned anymore, because it is 200% more weather resistant than the old one. Rockford makes a solid product, and the amplifiers that they build are not plagued with some of the problems that these other power sports amplifiers are plagued with. Like, without naming names, most of the really small amplifiers have a hiss. So no matter where the gain is set to, they have a hiss, and it's not just one brand. When you make something smaller, there's certain things you have to give up, and obviously the circuit that filters out noise or is one of the first things to go. Rockford does not have that issue. The Rockford amplifier is dead quiet at low to no volume. The Rockford has very accurate clip indicators built into the amplifier. So if you pay attention to the LEDs as they blink, and you'll see it in my video, you can get these amplifiers dialed in without having fancy scopes and meters like I use. Just by watching the clip indicator, you can tell when there's distortion in the input signal, and you know when to back off the gain. Something that Rockford's done for years, and I love it, and it makes the amplifier super easy to tune, because if the light turns red, it's bad. If the light is blue, it's good. Simple. Rockford did a great job. I'm a little disappointed that they're calling an 800 watt amp when it's not. But we'll call this 600 watt amp maximum. But it's a solid one. And then it's right on par with all the other amplifiers its size. They all put out about this much power. Diamond Audio, Hertz, they're all in the 600 watt RMS power class in this size, all high quality. So it's a good amplifier, it's a solid amplifier. I just wouldn't call it an 800 watt amplifier. And I love the fact that you can upgrade this to this in literally minutes, because the wiring is 100% exactly the same. It's another reason I knew that the amplifier wasn't going to do 900 watts. But that's it. Let me run you through some of the tests and show you what's going on. But 2 thumbs up on this product. Solid. I definitely recommend it. It's Rockford quality. It's quality you're used to. It's just not going to be twice as loud as this amplifier. So if you were hoping that the upgraded amplifier was twice as, it's not. It's a 10 to 20% increase in volume max. But the real upgrade is the fact that it's definitely 100% water resistant this year. Rockford did a great job with it. Then I'm a little disappointed in the 5-channel. I don't have it here to test, but the 5-channel would have been a great solution for us if the 5th channel was full range, but it's not. It will only run subwoofers, does not run voice speakers, so we can't use it. I gotta check the filter, but I want to say it won't play above 300. Let me pause the video and double check that to make sure I'm giving you the right info. Okay, so I was correct. The other 2 channels have a switch which let you select all pass, high pass, or low pass. The sub channel does not have a switch, and the frequency selector only goes from 50 to 250. So that means the fifth channel can only be used to run subwoofers. It will not play above 250 hertz. So that means you can't really use it for mid-bass drivers. So unless you're running subwoofers on a bike, it still wouldn't be a good solution because it's not going to be enough power. So it's a good amplifier. I could see using the 4-channel. I don't really see an application where the 5-channel would really work, at least not for us, with that 5th channel not being full range and being limited to 250 hertz and down. But rock solid piece. I could see it fitting a lot of applications. You have Rockford quality, it's weather resistant. Check out the rest of the test. So Rockford did a great job on being able to upgrade from the old Power TM400XAD to the new M5. So this amplifier is weather resistant, but if water gets in the plugs, it could definitely damage the amp. That is not the case on the new M5 series. Everything is completely sealed, but they made it super easy to upgrade because the harnesses plug in to the same harnesses as the older amplifier, and the amplifier is the same size chassis. See that? Hold that, Gio. Bring it down. So they did a great job. So if you want to upgrade from the older to the newer, it's that easy. Everything just plugs in. There's a waterproof cover with a rubber gasket that goes on the top. This thing is solid. Now let's see if it performs like promised, because this amplifier is rated 400 watts. This amplifier is rated 800 watts. I don't expect to see double. I expect to see maybe a 20-30% increase, and I'll explain why later on in the video, but let's see what it does. I even found a mistake printed on the box. So this part's correct where it says continuous power rating 200 times 2 at 4 ohms bridge, but this is a misprint. It says 400 by 4 at 4 ohms bridge. It's supposed to be 400 by 2 at 4 ohms bridge, just like it says in here in the manual. 400 by 2 at 4 ohms bridged. That's a mistake on the box. So Rockford needs to address that. All right, we're testing the M5 amplifier. We have it bridged. We have our meter set to AC. We're doing a 1000 hertz tone. Clean signal, 45 volts, very impressive. Okay, now the TM400XAD.